Hello, and welcome to the Core Dog Experience here, talking Ohio State, college sports, and everything in between. So before I get into the UCLA Ohio State game, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Help a brother grow this thing out. With that said, just jump into it. UCLA at Ohio State, night game in the shoe. Went like we pretty much thought this one would go. 48-10. Buckeyes come out on top, pretty much dominate the game from beginning to end. The biggest things from this game was a couple things. Ohio State secures its 1,000th win in the history of the program. That's including Tattoo Gate. We counting those wins, y'all. We gonna count those wins. But 1,000 wins for the Buckeyes, the second program in the history of college to do that. The first being, the folks up north, the first team to do it. They clock in at 1,020. Ohio State clocks in now with 1,000 wins on the nose, on the dot. Yes, Michigan has more all-time wins, but Ohio State has a higher winning percentage. So we'll take that. We will take that. But that's one of the good things throughout this game. The biggest second takeaway from this game is the health of Jeremiah Smith. Boy, they said he was a little bit nicked up going into the game, and after that last catch he made, he didn't look good the rest of the game. He was a little bit wobbled. He had a little limp to him after he made got the game started off with another great one-handed catch. Ended up with 4 grabs on the evening, but he did go out with some ailment. We don't know. Buckeyes were already without Carnell Tate, so we got a little bit of taste of what Julian said could do without Carnell Tate and without Julian Smith. But we're gonna keep an eye on Jeremiah and see if they're gonna hold them both out next game and just hold off on them and get ready for that school up north, the aforementioned school up north, and see if he's gonna be ready to go. See if Jeremiah's gonna be ready to go next week. If not, hold him out again. Get some of these young receivers, get them some playing time. So we got to get to see a little bit of what life would be without Jeremiah Smith from Carnell Tate, and I think Julian's saying he held up quite well. 23 of 31, 184 yards, 1 TD, 74% completion percentage without his top 2 guys. 74%. Let's bench him. He only threw for 74%. Time to bench Julian saying, but we got a little bit to see what some of the other receivers could do. With Bryson Rogers got his first TD. So we have some Mayan Graham, Chauncey Porter sightings, and Brandon Ennis. He had him probably one of his better days, and then the Max Clare stepped up as well. So passing game, a little glimpse of what the passing game could possibly look like with both the star receivers out. What Julian saying could look like without his star receivers in the game, and I think he held up quite well. The offensive line gave him time for the most part. They get the 1 sack on him, but other than that, he had a lot of time back there. And more importantly, with the 2 guys out, Carnell Tate and Jeremiah not playing a good portion of, didn't play at all in the second half. Got to see what the running game got to see if the running game could compensate for some of the folks we were missing in the receiving core. And I think running wise, the team had their best running game of the season, over 200 yards on the ground. Bo Jackson again led the way, 112 yards on 15 carries, over 7 yards per carry, so that's good in anybody's books. I don't care who the opponent is. UCLA, I don't care. That's good. Still, Power 4 team. Had it coming in for a little bit of momentum, so UCLA was a good test to be able to see what your running game could do it, and Ohio State put up over 200 yards on the ground. Everyone got a little bit of something going on. No CJ. So I'm wondering if he was nicked up. Who knows? But Bo Jackson got a lot of run. Seen what he did. Isaiah West got in there, got him some good carries, and I was glad to see James People. They had a little thing on him on 11 Warriors about he still comes up with that starter mindset. Cause it has to be hard on him. Has to be hard on him. Thought he was going to be the starter heading into the season. Things ain't go as planned, and sometimes when stuff like that happens, some of these players, they check out. But to his credit, he stayed engaged, stayed with the team, stayed doing what he needed to do, kept handling his business. Probably had his best day. Definitely had the highlight of the game, the hurdle. Homeboy got up. He got some hops. But 2 TDs on the day, and James People. So I think that's just good moving forward. Just having depth at running back. Bo Jackson, James People, like I said, his best day. Isaiah West, and then I don't know what's going on with C.J. Donaldson. Coach's decision, who knows? But all in all, good game on the ground, 200 yards. And hopefully that's something they can continue building on as they get ready to get into the second part of the season. So hard, since this is weird saying that we halfway through the season, because we expect Ohio State to make a deep run into the playoffs. So if that mindset in mind, if that type of mindset, we about halfway through the season. So good, try to get some of these guys healthy, maintain their health. Like I said, Jeremiah Carnell banged up a little bit, so let's see if we can make sure we can get some of our guys healthy, and it's good to see them spreading it around some on offense and getting these guys ready to go down the stretch here. And it's good to see James People contributing in the way he did. Defensively, not much to say about the defense. We had a feeling, especially with Nico being out for UCLA, made the defensive job a little bit easier, and they came through again. Another dominating performance. They did give up the chunk play that led to the first touchdown, but other than that, they shut them down. 10 points. UCLA, to their credit, they kept fighting. UCLA had a lot of fight in them, and they did what they made some big plays in that second half to get on the board. So kudos to UCLA to fight till the end, but a lot of our backups played that second half, or a good portion of the second half, and we still was able to hold them to 10 points. So again, it's just another dominating defensive performance by the Buckeyes. 48-10 again covered the spread. Again, getting a lot of backups, a lot of experience, a lot of playing time experience for a lot of the backups. So I was good to see that they were able to do that and still able to maintain and hold UCLA to what they did, to 10 points. So good to see that. Special teams is what really is something that's been it's one of the sore spots, I would say, if there is any, it has been the special team, be it missed field goals here and there, and just the return game in general. But finally, the special team may have had their best outing along with the running game. Fielding made all his field goals, like he could have made them from 50. Well, so those got a lot of. He was kicking good, and then we finally a kickoff return to the house. Lorenzo Styles Jr. Good to see the other Styles getting in there, getting him some props in there. He took it untouched. I don't. Why more teams don't bring it out? I don't know. Especially if you're Ohio State, I'll bring it out every single time. You got that. I'll just bring it out every single time. I wouldn't, unless they kick it out the back of the end zone. I'm gonna bring it out. Damn it. Because the chances of them taking it all the way like Lorenzo did is, as opposed to getting stuck on the 15 or 20-yard line, I'll take my chances and see if we can't take it to the house a little more often than Lorenzo. Is it because he slipped? But he went literally untouched, over 100 yards to the house. The first kickoff return in 15 years. I had to do a double take on that. I said that's been that long. Jordan Hall, really? 15 years since we took it back to the house. I mean, didn't Ted Ginn used to do that on a regular basis, and it took 15 years to do it again. But hey, that was a good answer. That's one thing Ohio State has done. Anytime a team has scored, they immediately responded, and what better response is to take it back to the house on the ensuing kickoff, and that's what Ohio State and Lorenzo Styles Jr. did. So again, good team effort all the way through. Ohio State did what you did what they did what a number one team is supposed to do to this type of opponent. 48-10, you can't ask for hardly anything else. You can nitpick here and there about certain plays, because you seen Ryan Day get upset or Wolf Ewing on a couple of those past plays. But again, a lot of whole new receiver. I don't say a whole new receiver, where he's working with the backups a lot more than what he's had to do in the past in real game time situations. You can see they were off from a lot of miscommunications on some of those passes between Julian and Rogers and Graham. So again, it's good to. Don't want to say it's good. But it's nice to get them the reps in there, because you just don't know what the health of Jeremiah and Carnell is going to be moving down the stretch here. So any time of reps we can get for Bryson Rogers, Maya Graham, Quincy Porter, that's going to benefit the Buckeyes down the road. So you take these opportunities against this type of opponent to work it in. And hopefully Jeremiah will be better moving forward. But we'll see, because then look, homeboy can really walk. He's having trouble getting to the locker room at halftime. So we'll see how. So we're gonna keep an eye on see how healthy Jeremiah actually is. But pretty much Ohio State did what they need to do. All teams in the top 10 can't say that. Them teams struggle. That's the whole thing. Ohio State, they dominant, and it seems like they getting punished for being dominant. Case in point, Texas A&M down 30-3 at halftime to South Carolina. And I don't want to hear no bull about, ooh, that's a test. South Carolina's a bad team. I'm sorry. If you down 30-3 to a bad team, it's just. But Ohio State going to get punished because they just dominate week in and week out like you're supposed to. Oh, and stuff. Well, they ain't been tested. They ain't been tested. Maybe they that good. I don't know. I'd rather not have to have a test, you know. If you can just beat everybody the way Ohio State's beating everybody, I'll take that every day of the week. Is it a good experience to have? I guess it could be an argument can be made for that, to know that you can do it. But I just don't see. I don't see the benefit of going down 30-3 and having to have to make a comeback. That's just me. I'd rather win in the fashion Ohio State's been doing it all season long, and they shouldn't get punished for doing it. And that goes for the Heisman talk too. Julian saying shouldn't get punished because he's never in a situation where he gotta make a big comeback. I'm just saying. But anyway, Texas A&M survives against a bad South Carolina team. Alabama can't say the same thing. They were riding high on Bama. Ever Ty Simpson, he the Heisman person. But no, Oklahoma, go into Tuscaloosa and beat them. Now you know why the SEC always crying a 9-3 team need to get into the playoffs. And like Bama, they'll probably still get in because they Bama. But you lost at home. It ain't like you was on the road. You lost at home. So if y'all don't get in, it's your own damn fault. I'm just saying. Handle your business at home. I give you an excuse if you on the road in the top 10, top 15 matchup. But you at home, you was favored to win, and you lost. So if you don't get in, I don't care. Win your games at home like you're supposed to, and then you ain't got no, makes your argument better if you win at home. I just don't want to hear this stuff about these 9-3 SEC teams getting into the playoffs if you can't win at home. That's just my take. But other than that, there's not too much going on in around the college ranks. A lot of close calls. Michigan had a close call. Northwestern, you get 5 turnovers, you're supposed to win that game. I'm sorry. Kudos to Michigan and their defense, but Northwestern, you turned them over 5 times and you couldn't win. That's on y'all. That's on y'all. That is on y'all. But other than that, just a very quiet day in the world of college sports, of action that actually took place on the field. Again, Ohio State, they handled their business. Don't punish a team for handling their business. I don't know what some of these folks want Ohio State to do. They want Ohio State to struggle so they can have some type of moment. Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. I prefer us Buckeye fans like these type of wins. We can do it the rest of from here on out. We will be happy. I don't need a test. Had enough of that.